Hello, everyone. It's so wonderful to see all of you here today. I hope you're all doing well and feeling excited to take another step forward on your English learning journey. Before we dive into the main part of today's lesson, I want to share something very special with you, a story about how you can learn English more effectively. This story isn't just about tips or tricks. It's about real steps you can take to make your learning journey easier, more fun, and most importantly, successful. Learning English can feel like a big challenge sometimes, right? Maybe you felt stuck, overwhelmed, or even a bit nervous about speaking or writing in English. That's completely normal. The good news is that there are so many ways to learn, improve, and grow, no matter where you are starting from. My goal today is to give you some advice that will help you feel more confident and show you that learning English doesn't have to be scary. It can actually be a lot of fun. I want you to imagine that this story is like a guide or a map. You're on a journey, and I'm here to guide you step by step, just like a friend who has walked this path before. I'll be sharing practical tips, ideas, and even some common mistakes to avoid. By the end of this story, I hope you'll feel inspired to try new things and take your English skills to the next level. So, whether you're learning English to travel, improve your job opportunities, make new friends, or just because you love learning new things, this story is for you. Let's start this journey together and see how we can make learning English a little easier, a lot more exciting, and truly rewarding. Are you ready? Let's go. Let's talk about why learning English is so important. Have you ever thought about how powerful this language really is? English isn't just a subject in school or a set of words and rules, it's a key that opens many doors and gives you access to opportunities all around the world. Whether you want to travel, find a better job, or make new friends, English can help you do all of that and more. First, let's think about travel. Imagine you're visiting a country where the local language is completely unfamiliar to you. You might not understand the signs, menus, or even how to ask for directions. But here's the amazing thing. English is spoken in so many countries that it has become the common language for travelers. Even if you're in a place where English isn't the main language, people often use English to communicate. If you know English, you can talk to hotel staff, taxi drivers, or even fellow travelers from other countries. It makes your journey so much smoother and more enjoyable. Now, let's talk about work. Many companies today operate on a global level, and English is often the language of business. Whether it's writing emails, attending international meetings, or collaborating with teams from different parts of the world, English is a skill that employers value highly. If you can speak, read, and write in English, you're not just an employee, you become an asset to the company. You'll have more job opportunities and, in many cases, a higher chance of earning a better salary. Learning English can literally change your career, but English isn't just about travel and work. It's also about connecting with people. Think about how many friendships and relationships are built simply because people can understand each other. English gives you the ability to talk to someone from another culture, share ideas, and learn from their experiences. It's a way to make the world feel smaller and more connected. For example, you might meet someone online who shares your hobbies like gaming, cooking, or photography. If both of you speak English, you can easily share tips, stories, and even jokes. Let's not forget education and self growth. So many resources, books, videos, and online courses are available in English. If you want to learn about science, history, or even how to bake a cake, the chances are high that you'll find the best materials in English. By learning English, you gain access to a treasure chest of knowledge. You can explore new topics, grow your skills, and even watch your favorite movies or TV shows without subtitles. Finally, English gives you confidence. When you know you can communicate in English, you feel more prepared to step out of your comfort zone. You might join a group discussion, share your ideas in a meeting, or even give a presentation in front of others. This confidence doesn't just help with language, it spills over into other areas of your life. So, why is learning English important? Because it's not just a language, it's a tool that empowers you to achieve your dreams, connect with the world, and build a better future. And the best part? You're already on this journey, and every word you learn brings you one step closer to these incredible opportunities. Remember, learning English isn't just about the classroom, it's about changing your life in ways you might not even imagine yet. Keep going because the rewards are worth it. Starting your journey to learn English can feel exciting, but also a little overwhelming, can it? That's okay. Every big goal begins with small steps, and learning English is no different. Today, let's talk about how to start. Take those first steps confidently and overcome any fear or hesitation you might feel. When you begin learning English, the most important thing to remember is this: start small. Don't pressure yourself to know everything at once. Imagine you're climbing a mountain. Do you leap straight to the top? No, you start at the bottom and take it one step at a time. Learning English works the same way. Start with simple goals like learning 5 new words a day or practicing short, basic sentences. These small successes build your confidence and lay a strong foundation for bigger challenges. One of the best ways to begin is to focus on the English that's all around you. For example, think about the words you see every day on signs, labels, or advertisements. You might already know some English words like stop, open, or exit. Recognizing these simple words and phrases in your environment is a great way to ease into learning. Another important step is to get comfortable with the sounds of English. At first, English might feel strange to listen to or speak, but don't let that discourage you. Try listening to simple English songs or watching short videos made for learners. Don't worry about understanding everything right away. Just focus on hearing the rhythm and tone of the language. You could even repeat phrases aloud, copying how native speakers say them. It's like a warm up for your brain and your tongue. Now let's talk about fear. Many students feel shy or afraid when they start speaking English. You might think, what if I make a mistake? Let me tell you something important. Mistakes are a natural part of learning. Think about a baby learning to walk. Do they fall down? Of course they do. But do they give up? No. They keep trying, and eventually they learn to walk and even run. When you make a mistake in English, it's not a failure, it's progress. Each mistake teaches you something new and brings you closer to fluency. One way to overcome hesitation is to create a safe space for practice. You can start by talking to yourself in English. Yes, you heard me right. Talk to yourself. For example, when you're brushing your teeth or cooking, Describe what you're doing in simple English. I am brushing my teeth. The water is cold. This might feel funny at first, but it helps you practice without any pressure. Another idea is to practice with a friend or family member who is also learning English. You can encourage each other, share tips, and even laugh together when you make mistakes. If you don't have someone to practice with, try joining an online community or finding a language exchange partner. There are people all over the world who want to learn and improve, just like you. It's also helpful to set specific, achievable goals for yourself. For instance, instead of saying, I want to speak fluent English, start with, I want to learn 10 greetings in English this week. When you reach a small goal, celebrate it. These little victories keep you motivated and show you that progress is possible. Finally, remember that starting your English learning journey is not about being perfect. It's about being brave. Every time you learn a new word, speak a sentence, or understand something in English, you're moving forward. And here's the best part. Each step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your dream of mastering the language. So take a deep breath and begin. Open your notebook, press play on that video, or say your first English sentence. The journey might be long, but it's also rewarding. And don't forget, you're not alone. I'm here to guide you, and you have a whole world of learners cheering you on. Let's take that first step together. Now, let's get to the heart of the story. The tips that will help you learn English successfully. Learning a new language takes effort, but with the right approach, it can be enjoyable and rewarding. I'll share some practical advice with you that has worked for many learners, and I'm confident it will work for you too. Practice every day. The most important tip is simple but powerful. Practice every single day. Learning English is like planting a tree. You need to water it daily to help it grow. Even a small amount of practice each day can make a big difference over time. For example, set aside 15 to 30 minutes every day to focus on English. During this time, you could read a short article, watch a video, or write a few sentences about your day. If you're consistent, these small efforts will add up, and you'll notice improvements before you know it. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect practice, even just listening to English in the background while you cook or commute can help you become familiar with the sounds and rhythms of the language. Expand your vocabulary. Building your vocabulary is like collecting tools for a toolbox. The more tools you have, the easier it becomes to build conversations. Try to learn a few new words every day. Start with words you can use in your daily life, such as the names of objects in your house, foods, or common actions. One great way to learn new words is to keep a vocabulary notebook. Write down each new word you hear or read, along with its meaning and an example sentence. For instance, if you learn the word delicious, write delicious equals very tasty. Example, thus, this cake is delicious. Review your notebook regularly to remember the words better. You can also use language apps, flashcards, or even sticky notes on objects around your house to reinforce your vocabulary. For example, stick a note that says door on your door or mirror on your mirror. Speak as much as possible. Speaking is one of the most important skills to develop, but it's also one of the most challenging. Many learners feel nervous about making mistakes. Let me tell you something important. Don't let fear stop you from speaking. Remember, every mistake is a step forward. Start small. Talk to yourself in English when you're alone, like in front of a mirror. Say simple sentences about your day. I woke up. I ate breakfast. Now I am learning English. It might feel strange at first, but it's a great way to build confidence. If you have a friend or family member who also speaks or is learning English, practice with them. You can ask each other questions like, "How are you?" or "What did you do today?" If you don't have someone to practice with, try recording yourself speaking. Listen to the recording to notice areas where you can improve. Watch, listen, and repeat. Another great tip is to watch and listen to English content. Movies, TV shows, podcasts, and songs are fantastic tools for learning. Choose content that interests you, like a funny show or a favorite song, and watch or listen to it often. As you listen, try to repeat the words and phrases you hear. Mimic the pronunciation, tone, and rhythm of native speakers. For example, if a character in a movie says, "How are you today?" Pause the video and repeat the line exactly as they said it. This practice will help you sound more natural when you speak. Start with subtitles in your native language, then switch to English subtitles, and finally try watching without any subtitles at all. This gradual process improves both your listening and comprehension skills. Make learning fun. Learning English doesn't have to feel like hard work. In fact, it's easier to stay motivated if you make it fun. Play word games like Scrabble or crossword puzzles. Sing your favorite songs in English and look up the lyrics to understand their meaning. Join online English groups or forums where you can chat with other learners. Some groups organize fun activities like story writing, role playing, or even online games, all in English. Engaging in these activities makes learning enjoyable and helps you meet people with similar goals. Be patient and persistent. Finally, remember that learning a language takes time. Some days it might feel like you're not making progress, and that's normal. What matters is that you keep going. Learning English is not a race, it's a journey. Celebrate your small successes. Did you learn 5 new words today? That's great. Did you have a short conversation in English? Amazing. Each step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal, putting it all together. Let's recap. Practice every day, expand your vocabulary, speak as much as possible, watch and listen to English content, and make learning fun. These tips work best when combined, so try to include all of them in your routine. Remember, learning English is like building a house. You need bricks, vocabulary, tools, practice, and a strong foundation, confidence. With these tips, you have everything you need to succeed. You just have to take that first step and keep going. When I first started learning English, I quickly realized that there are many tools out there to help me, and I want to share some of the best ones with you. These tools can make learning English fun and easy. One of the best tools I found was language learning apps. There are apps like Duolingo, which turned learning English into a game. You can practice speaking, reading, and writing English every day with little lessons that only take a few minutes. It made me feel like I was always improving, even if I had a busy day. Another app I loved was Memrise. It helped me learn new words. The app uses pictures and videos of real people speaking English. This made me feel like I was listening to English speakers from around the world, which was amazing for learning new accents and words. I also found an app called Hello Talk, where I could chat with real English speakers. We would text each other and sometimes we sent voice messages. It was a great way to practice my writing and speaking without feeling scared or nervous. But apps aren't the only way to learn. I also started reading books in English. At first, I read simple children's books like The Very Hungry Caterpillar. These books had easy words and bright pictures, which helped me understand the story without getting too confused. As I got better, I moved on to books that were a bit harder. There are also books called graded readers. These books are made just for people who are learning English. They are perfect for learners because they have simple language and exciting stories. I also began watching videos and listening to podcasts. Watching shows and videos in English helped me improve my listening skills. I watched short videos on YouTube from channels like BBC Learning English. They had lessons that explained grammar, vocabulary, and how to sound more natural when speaking. The key is to find tools that work for you. You can use apps, books, or videos whenever you want. The important thing is that you enjoy the process. Learning English should feel fun, not like a chore. Learning English is a wonderful journey, but it's not always easy. I know that there will be times when you feel tired or frustrated. Sometimes progress feels slow, and you may wonder if you're ever going to get better. That's completely normal. Everyone who learns a language faces challenges, and it's okay to feel that way. One of the first challenges you might face is feeling like you're not making progress fast enough. When you start learning English, it can feel overwhelming because there are so many new words, grammar rules, and pronunciation tips to remember. It's easy to get discouraged if you don't see big results right away. But remember, every little step counts. Every new word you learn, every sentence you speak, and every lesson you finish is progress. Even if it doesn't feel like it, you are moving forward. Another challenge is self-doubt. Many learners worry about making mistakes. It's common to feel embarrassed when you say something wrong or when someone doesn't understand you right away. But mistakes are a part of the learning process, not something to be afraid of. Every mistake you make is a chance to learn and grow. The more you practice, the fewer mistakes you'll make, and the better you'll become. So, how do you stay motivated when things get tough? 1. Celebrate small wins. First, remember to celebrate the small successes. Maybe you learned 10 new words today, or perhaps you understood a sentence in a TV show without needing subtitles. These are big achievements. Don't wait for perfect English to feel proud. Every little improvement means you are on the right path. Celebrate those moments and keep going. 2. Set realistic goals. Set small, achievable goals for yourself. Instead of saying, I want to speak perfect English, try setting a goal like, I will learn 5 new words today, or I will practice speaking for 10 minutes. Small goals are easier to reach, and once you accomplish them, you'll feel proud and motivated to keep going. 3. Be kind to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Learning a language takes time. It's normal to feel frustrated or make mistakes, but remember, it's okay not to be perfect. The most important thing is that you keep trying. Be kind to yourself when you make mistakes, and don't let them stop you from moving forward. 4. Find a study buddy. It helps a lot to have someone learning with you. Find a friend or classmate who is also learning English. You can practice together, share tips, and support each other. If you have someone to talk to, you won't feel alone in your learning journey. You can cheer each other on and celebrate each other's progress. It makes learning much more fun and motivating. 5. Make learning fun. Another way to stay motivated is to make learning fun. Watch English movies or TV shows that you enjoy. Listen to songs in English and try to sing along. Read stories that interest you or play English language games. If you enjoy what you're doing, it won't feel like hard work, and you'll be excited to practice every day. 6. Take breaks when needed. Sometimes you might feel tired or burned out, and that's okay. Don't feel like you have to study all day, every day. It's important to take breaks. Give yourself some time to relax. When you come back to your studies, you'll feel refreshed and ready to learn again. This will help you stay consistent and motivated. 7. Remind yourself why you're learning. When you feel down or lose motivation, remind yourself why you started learning English in the first place. Maybe you want to travel, get a better job, or make new friends. Think about all the exciting opportunities that speaking English will bring you. This can help you stay focused and excited about your goals. 8. Stay consistent. The key to success in language learning is consistency. Even if you only practice for 10 minutes every day, it's better than studying for hours one day and then doing nothing for the rest of the week. Make learning English a daily habit. Even small, consistent steps can lead to great progress over time. Lastly, remember that learning English is a journey, not a race. Everyone learns at their own pace, and that's perfectly fine. Some days will be harder than others, but every time you push through a challenge, you become stronger. Keep going, and always remember that you are making progress, even on the days when it doesn't feel like it. So stay positive, keep your goals in mind, and don't give up. You can do this. I believe in you. One of the most important lessons I can share with you is this. Mistakes are a natural and necessary part of learning English. When I was starting out, I made mistakes all the time. I mispronounced words, used the wrong grammar, and sometimes even said things that didn't make sense at all. At first, I felt shy and embarrassed. I worried that people might laugh at me or think I wasn't trying hard enough. But over time, I discovered something very powerful. Mistakes are not something to be ashamed of. They're how we grow and improve. Think about this. When a baby learns to walk, they fall over many, many times. Do they stop trying because they fell? Of course not. They stand up, try again, and keep practicing until they can walk without falling. Learning English is just like that. Every mistake you make is a step forward. It means you're trying, and trying is the only way to improve. When you make a mistake, don't see it as a failure. Instead, see it as a chance to learn. For example, if you say a word wrong and someone corrects you, that's great. Now you know the right way to say it. If you write a sentence and someone points out a grammatical error, that's okay too. It's a chance to fix it and do better next time. Mistakes are like teachers. They guide us toward improvement. I remember one time when I was speaking with a native English speaker and I used the wrong word in a sentence. I wanted to say, I'm excited, but I accidentally said, I'm exited. They smiled and gently corrected me. At first I felt embarrassed, but then I thought, wow, now I know the difference between these two words. From that day on, I never confused them again. That small mistake helped me grow. Here's another example. When I was practicing my pronunciation, I struggled with the these sound in words like think or that. I used to say tink or dat because it felt easier. But instead of giving up, I practiced every day. I stood in front of a mirror, watched how my tongue moved, and repeated those words again and again. It took time, but eventually I mastered it. And guess what? The more I practiced, the fewer mistakes I made. Now I want you to do the same. Don't be afraid to speak up, even if you think you'll make a mistake. Don't be scared to write sentences, even if your grammar isn't perfect yet. Mistakes are proof that you're learning. The only real mistake is to stop trying. Keep a journal of mistakes. Write down any words or phrases you struggled with during the day. Review them and practice the correct versions. Ask for feedback. When speaking or writing, ask your teacher, friends, or even language exchange partners to correct you. Reflect and review. Take time to think about the mistakes you've made and understand why they happened. Did you forget a rule? Was it a pronunciation issue? This will help you avoid repeating them. Celebrate progress. Remember, even small improvements are worth celebrating. If you correct one mistake today, that's progress. The most important thing is to be patient with yourself. Learning English is a journey, not a race. Mistakes are simply steps along the way. Every time you make one, you're one step closer to fluency. So embrace your mistakes. Don't let them discourage you. Instead, let them motivate you to keep going. Remember, every English speaker you admire, whether it's your teacher, a friend, or a celebrity, once made the same kinds of mistakes you're making now. They didn't give up, and neither should you. Mistakes are not the end of the road. They are just the beginning of better learning. With every mistake, you're growing, improving, and becoming more confident. So keep speaking, writing, and practicing. Be proud of your efforts because every step you take, mistakes and all, is bringing you closer to your goal. You've got this. 9. Building confidence in English. One of the most important parts of learning English is building your confidence. It's normal to feel shy or nervous when speaking a new language, especially if you're not sure about your pronunciation, grammar, or vocabulary. But let me tell you something. Confidence is a skill, and just like English, it can be learned and improved over time. When I first started learning English, I was very shy. I didn't want to speak in front of others because I was afraid they would laugh at me or think I wasn't good enough. But I realized something. If I stayed silent, I would never improve. So I decided to push myself, to step out of my comfort zone, and it changed everything. The first step to building confidence is starting small. Don't feel like you have to give a long speech or have a perfect conversation right away. Begin with simple things like greeting someone in English or introducing yourself. For example, you can say, "Hi, my name is your name. How are you?" These small steps will help you feel more comfortable over time. Another way to build confidence is by practicing by yourself. If speaking in front of others feels too scary right now, start by practicing alone. Stand in front of a mirror and talk to yourself in English. Pretend you're introducing yourself, asking questions, or describing your day. This might feel strange at first, but it's a great way to get used to hearing your own voice in English. Recording yourself is also a powerful tool. Use your phone to record a short video or audio of yourself speaking English. Talk about anything you like, your favorite food, your hobbies, or what you did yesterday. Then listen to the recording. At first, you might feel a little embarrassed, but this is a fantastic way to notice your strengths and areas where you can improve. Plus, over time, you'll be able to hear how much progress you're making. One of the best ways to gain confidence is by practicing with a friend or partner. Find someone who is also learning English or someone who is willing to help you practice. This could be a classmate, a friend, or even a language exchange partner online. When you practice with someone else, it feels less intimidating, and you can encourage each other to keep going. If you don't have someone to practice with, don't worry. You can still build confidence by joining an English speaking group. There are many online communities where people practice English together. You can join a group on social media, participate in a video call, or even attend a local English club. Being surrounded by other learners will show you that you're not alone and that it's okay to make mistakes. Another tip is to focus on what you know, not what you don't know. When speaking, it's easy to worry about the words or grammar rules you haven't learned yet. But instead of focusing on what you don't know, use what you do know. Even if your sentences are simple, you're still communicating, and that's what matters most. For example, if you don't know how to say, "I'm feeling tired today," you can say, "I feel sleepy." The message is still clear, and you're practicing. Remember to celebrate your progress no matter how small it seems. Did you say your first sentence in English today? That's amazing. Did you learn a new word and use it in conversation? Well done. Each small success is a step toward becoming more confident. Lastly, remind yourself that nobody is perfect. Even native English speakers make mistakes. They forget words, mix up grammar, or mispronounce things too. Mistakes are part of being human, and they don't define your abilities. What matters is that you're trying, and every attempt you make is helping you grow. Let me share a story with you. I once had a conversation with a tourist in my town. I was nervous because I knew my English wasn't perfect, but I decided to give it a try. I asked, "Do you need help?" They smiled and said, "Yes, where is the nearest bus station?" I didn't know the word for station, so I said, "Bus stop is this way." They understood me, thanked me, and went on their way. Even though I didn't use the perfect sentence, I communicated what I needed to, and that gave me a huge boost of confidence. Confidence doesn't mean you never feel nervous, it means you try anyway, even when you're unsure. So take small steps, practice often, and believe in yourself. The more you practice, the more your confidence will grow. You are capable of achieving so much. You just have to take the first step. Start today. Speak one sentence, practice one word, or join one conversation. Trust me, every effort you make will bring you closer to your goal. You've got this. Now, as we reach the end of our story, I want to leave you with one important message. Start your English journey today. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you think you are ready. The best time to begin is now. Remember, every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. Learning English may seem like a big challenge at first, but trust me, it's not impossible. With patience, practice, and a positive mindset, you will improve every day. There will be times when you feel unsure or when progress feels slow, but those moments are part of the process. Keep pushing forward, and soon you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Believe in yourself. You have everything you need to succeed. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and never give up. Each word you learn and every sentence you speak is a victory. And remember, you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Learning English is a journey, and you are ready for it. So don't wait any longer. Take that first step today. You've got this. Keep going, and soon you'll see how much you've accomplished. Keep believing in yourself, and the sky's the limit.